Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Empson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 194 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. When you have no other option, you will find a way. And this is why having a thriving family and career ambition were never a question for me. What was a question, however, was how to make it work. Now, what are the strategies, the tools, the mindset that allows us to take care of ourselves and our career ambitions, the impact we want to have on the world around us, while also taking care of our families, our friends, and those that are most important to us. And so today's podcast is going to help you answer those questions so that you can have a thriving family and work life. And after today, you'll know why it's no longer an option to believe that your career success takes away from your personal success. And most professionals actually believe that they have to choose between career and family. And if they truly care about their family, they need to forego their career ambitions. But this belief that you cannot have both a career and a thriving family life is one of the biggest misconceptions in the workplace. There is a lot of information out there that creates this feeling that you cannot make both work well and that you have to choose to be a present parent or a present leader. And you might have grown up in a family environment where parents had these traditional roles with one person as the breadwinner. And even if you didn't, there is a lot of societal conditioning, especially with women, to be the main family caregiver. So you do feel wrong if you say that you have ambition to do other things, especially if you have a family, and vice versa in terms of the gender roles. And you also likely truly love being a mom, a dad, a parent, a present friend and partner, even if it is hard at times. And you want to feel like you're taking care of your family, that you're giving your kids the guidance and the influence that you think only you can give, and that you have the experiences that you've always wanted to have with your friends and those that you love. And you worry about the time that it takes to build an even more successful career, and you don't want it to come at the cost of family time. But I do want to ask you this question. What if that way of thinking was based on industry and societal norms that are not current anymore, where people were limited to very traditional career paths and roles? And if you were supposed to only choose one, why do you continue to struggle with the guilt of not being there for your kids at all times when you're working, and then vice versa? And leaders often have to prioritize multiple things, even at work. They cannot just say that they can't figure one thing out because they're busy doing something else. They have to have answers to questions addressing multiple arenas. And even if they're not doing both at the same time, they are still required to manage multiple priorities successfully. In the same way, we cannot opt out of balancing a budget. We don't get to opt out of balancing the multiple priorities in our life. And every time you think you can only have one or the other, your brain limits its thinking and decreases its capacity to create new, healthier ways of working, family dynamics. You stop being the role model to your kids and to those around you at work to show them how to break the mold, how to handle some of these tougher questions, and how to break some of these stereotypes. And this is a common trap, which creates what I called overworked leaders, because instead of thinking creatively and being a trailblazer, they just bury their head in the work they have because it feels easier than figuring out that burning question of how to make both work and work well. And if you are an achiever, you want to achieve and be as successful in your family life as you are professionally and vice versa. So, how do you have a career while maintaining a thriving family life? You use high performance thinking and spiritual practices. And what that involves is practical but often not practiced strategies. And I'll share two of them with you today. The first one is flow activation rituals. So, as a professional, you know that having routines and a structure or a flow to your day sets you up for success. And a lot of career and life redesign that you're trying to do right now can be set up through these routines, which don't happen when you're too busy in your day-to-day work to manage your personal life or vice versa. And when you make a career shift or you advance, you can actually use these routines to automatically improve the quality of your health, the relationships you have, and your work so that you have more free time to think ahead, strategize, and show up as the calm, confident leader that you always wanted to be when you started working, and the present parent and friend. You will also use these strategies to be the patient parent that is both mentally and emotionally healthy while taking care of themselves. The second practice is your spiritual practices. So as a leader of your family and at work, you know that having a clear mind makes decision making and tackling the tough moments even easier. The capacity that you have to do more work, to handle both family and career, to have more results with the same amount of time as someone else actually will grow through these spiritual practices. The ability to know what to do with the myriad of decisions and information that's coming at you constantly is your life raft. And that sense of calm and that confidence is palpable to other people. And these practices create a version of you that is undeniable because it's unique, it's different, and they guide you to make decisions and behave in ways that are the most aligned towards the life you want every single day because you are clear and you are intentional. And these sets of practices will create the foundation for you to do your best work and to be a present parent, partner, friend, and leader. You take yourself everywhere you go, and you will feel fulfilled because you're developing your character, you're developing your abilities intentionally, and you're not just meeting the status quo and feeling like I'm barely swimming and making it here. You are not just meeting the bare minimum, the standards that others have. And these spiritual practices will hone your own creative ability and help you focus when you have the least amount of time, reduce stress among all of that day-to-day chaos, and it improves your decision making even in the face of limited time or information. And then you end up having higher standards for yourself that are irregardless of who you're with and where you're at. And that's what makes you one of one. And that's what makes you create multiple career options that allow you then to have the time, financial, and freedom that you're looking for. So I want to ask you this question. Is it really in your best interest and those of your family and friends to continue thinking that you cannot have a thriving career and a thriving family life while others are figuring it out every single day and they're reaping the rewards? Or do you want to work towards creating a life where you have strong family and personal lives? You're also growing your career. You're modeling and you're practicing high performance strategies that develop your spirituality and who you are as a person while also creating results across all areas of your life. If you want to take the second route, my friends, I welcome you and encourage you to join me inside the Spiritual Achiever Coaching Program. You can go to mayemston.com/spiritual achiever. It is risk-free. Try it out and see if you're not getting results. Let me know and you'll get your money back. You will get clarity on what you want next and you'll figure out how to do it. I am also giving you another resource putting together a free training for you on January 28th. So save the date. It is the 4 steps to making your dream job your real job without sacrificing your health, your wealth, or relationships. So you can go to mayemson.com/training to sign up now and to reserve your spot. And of course, I'm so excited for this. And as always, these are some of the most transformational events because I get to be in person with people, which doesn't happen often. But we do have the next retreat coming up, and it is in Puerto Escondido, Mexico, in a private villa in a top surfing destination. So if you would like to surf, you can. And we're going to have fun, but we're also going to do some really great work to rewire our minds, our bodies, our souls, to expand into what's next for us, to really create a personal strategy map for what it is that is going to lead us into the career and life redesign that they can implement and you will be able to implement in the next 30 days. So this is chock full of value and a full-on experience. So I cannot wait for you to join us. If you want to join, I think there's only one spot left. So let me know. Go to www.mayemson.com/retreat and you can book that spot there. All right, my friends, I hope you have an amazing week. This is the second week of January and we're now heading into the third. So we are only ramping up, my friends, not ramping down. So I welcome you all to continue challenging yourself, continue to grow, and to own your best life. All right, I love you. Have an amazing week. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.